Hello boys, babes, and all of you beans in between. Welcome back, and what is up? I have been busy. So, last time we had managed to cure some villagers, and I have done many a thing. We now have a couple of guys. I think these guys were here last episode, but this guy has mending. I've done it. I don't need much else in life. I already grabbed one just to lock him in, but oh my goodness, we now have mending books on hand, which means I can fix all of my tools and keep getting nicer tools as we go, which is huge. But I also have this little guy that when they grow up, we'll probably also make them a librarian. But I've been working on some other things here and there. And then here's the big one. I think this is actually enough of them. But I am in the process of, and I have dug out the majority of what is necessary for the iron farm breeder system we want to set up down here. Now, what is going to be involved down here is not terribly complicated. The design that we're using is the one that Impulse SV designed a couple years ago. It is still working as far as I'm aware, but this is like the main part for the farm. Then you'll end up with the guys that are like causing the iron golem spawning right here. And then we will also figure out how to attach the carrot farm that will be necessary for them breeding up there. And that should put us in a great spot to not have to hand breed them. Oh, buddy, hello. I don't know if the microphone picked him up, but Kit just walked in and said hello. But we have got that stuff done. There's an entire cave system back here that I need to deal with. I dug down here and had not quite grasped how far this goes. Let's freak him, this puppy. Yeah, if you go in this ravine, you got this big old room. I know, Kit, that we have got to figure out what we're doing with, but that's what we're working with, and that's a later problem. But the iron farm is here. I hear you. Yeah. What do you think about the villagers? He has no thoughts on the villagers. But I need to get the part where the villagers will stay set up, and then also get the water set up, and then I have to capture a zombie and drag it downstairs with me. Kit does not approve of my methods of zombie capture. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. But the perks of having not taken down that little thing back there means that we can more easily get a zombie and chug them inside, nice and easy. The downside that I did not quite calculate for in my design of the structure, because visually, just a quick drop down, it's like underneath this section. So in theory, if I'm going to make like a villager grab zone, it would be probably about here, as they will be touted out through that center point, and we can probably do a minecart loading system and then send them up via a water spout using the bubblevators, because if we put them in a minecart, that's grabbable. Or we just have them automatically shoot up into a building that they are corralled into with the bubblevator. But we got to figure that out. And so that's what we're going to focus on before we get the iron farm itself built. Because I need a way to get things up and down beyond like the one time of getting everything down there. Because these guys will be up and down as much as we need them. And I need to make sure I can have a shut off. Because I don't need a million villagers. But I do need some. So that's what we're thinking there. At least in terms of how to get things up and down and get these guys sorted, which means I need to take down more trees, because I started taking some down on that side, hoping to put some more huts over there so it's not just all on one side of the river. But yes, if you're hearing a noise, it's Kit. He is currently tearing around my bed like a goofus. He does this on stream sometimes, so if you ever want to see that, please swing by our stream over on Twitch if you are not already following on there. But we are knocking this out and hoping for the best. So I'm gonna chop a couple trees, make some more space, figure out what all is needed and necessary to make the entire structure down there work, because I gotta get the farm portion put in. But we are well on our way to being exceedingly self-sufficient, and once I get a couple armors and some things put together, I think we will put in the time to go and try and find the stronghold. We haven't done that yet, and I feel like once we have all the armor and stuff, we can go find that. I don't think we'll fight the dragon immediately, just because I am enjoying a little bit of not leaving this biome. But I do think that once we get those couple of things secured and figured out, that would be a good time to go figure out if and when and how we intend to fight the dragon. So I'm going to knock out some more housekeeping things, a little bit more tidying, and I will catch you guys in just a bit. So I was like trying to get some prep work done and etc. And I forgot that because there's so many people in here. Oh, wait a second. One suffocated in here. Because there's so many guys in there. The iron golems are now spawning in random places. And this guy's in a hole. Hi, buddy. Oh, good heavens. Okay, great. So I was in the process of being like, okay, how do we do things? What do I need to do next? What's our big step that we need done? And I'm thinking that the next big thing that we need to do is we need to get ourselves kelp. Now, that's one of the most, like, innocuous things in the game. But I do know that it is what makes it easier to build water baiters. And for me to do a bunch of stuff that I'm hoping to do, we really need those. So we're gonna take a quick trek over to the ocean and get that. Now, we're gonna take that walk because I can. Let's see if the treetop traversing is our best bet. I think it is. We're bringing a bed just in case because it is already midday. And I don't really want to wait the extra 5 minutes to go. So we're gonna go ahead and go and see if we can get there and back efficiently. But treetop traversing is definitely going to be, oh no, our secret weapon. I need feather falling. I need feather falling. If that had killed me, I would have cried. I do think that as we get later in the game, just for fun, even if we have an elytra and we're able to fly, I think we are going to put in the effort to like terraform some rivers into this place so we can just boat around and build small things in different areas. I think that that would be a lot of fun and a good use of time. So let's see. There we are. Hello. I would like some kelp, please. Hello. Hi, turtles. It's good to know you're there. Whee. Alright, let's take some kelp. And then get the heck back to whence we came. I did not realize that you could see my AFK point from out here. That's kind of cool. Alright, that's over a stack. That is more than enough kelp to take care of us for a while. Okay. One of these days we'll circle back out here and we'll do some exploration in regards to what is out there. Due to it being a large biome setup, I don't know how big that ocean's gonna be. And I am intrigued to see if it just is like the savannas where you get little pockets of it and then it spits you out in somewhere else, or if it is in fact just a giant ocean. Alrighty, home sweet home. Let's pop some of this kelp down in the riverbed so that we can have some growing, because it also makes a great fuel source. And while I won't be chopping down as many trees, I do think it would be nice to have another renewable fuel source, and we don't have access to bamboo, so I think kelp is our best bet on a very renewable, very usable fuel source. Don't drown. Okay, but yes, kelp is one of those, in my opinion, the superior fuel source block, as it is so incredibly dense when it comes to how long it burns. So that is definitely a win, and we let that grow and we'll all be set. I'm also realizing I've been wearing my gold helmet this entire time, and that is not my best helmet, and I was wondering why I was drowning so much. All right. So, I am going to go really quickly dig that whole area underneath or next to the iron farm where this is going to be going, and we're going to also go ahead and get the spot set up where the villagers will be sitting for the main portion of this. And then we shall hopefully look into getting those guys down here next time, but getting the prep work done, unfortunately, is going to take more time than I think I have available for this. So we'll see what we get done. Let's get to it. It is with profound confusion and a bunch of things. I have done a thing, maybe, potentially, hopefully. But we have gotten the water space filled in here. This down here needs to be figured out a little bit better because I'm not entirely sure how the elimination chamber completely works, but it is existing. This needs to be like boxed in and whatnot. And I need to shove a villager in here. But we've run into a new conundrum. I have no glass. And there's no sand here, and I don't really want to go back to the beach just to tear out a bunch of sand. So we're gonna hope that my mending villager will end up trading glass, maybe? We're gonna see what we can do. I'm gonna shove a bunch of stuff in their pockets, because I also went ahead and made a little farmer dude so that we would have access to selling some more other things. And then we also got, yeah, this guy, if I can get him to unlock more. The problem is emeralds are hard. Emeralds are hard to get. But we've been shoving this guy full of the beef we have. And that's slowly inching us forward, but now I'm out of beef. So now we gotta get a bunch more other stuff. So, clearly, I got some work to do. We're gonna keep digging on that. But I think instead of focusing on that as our finalize for the rest of this episode, I think I'm gonna clear some more space over there so we can mark out where some more houses. Sir, that's not safe. Sir, I don't know what the heck are you doing. Okay, never mind. It's fine. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go clear out a couple more trees on that side and lay out the outline for a couple of houses over there. I know technically we've got a handful of spots over here we haven't laid out. Oh, I forgot. I also planted pumpkins because I realized I had pumpkin seeds and I should plant them. So there's been some planted. But we've got a couple ones laid out over here already, which is not bad. And I say that. There's one left that I haven't built of the ones I had already laid out. So I think it's actually a good time to go clear up some space over there. So I'm going to go chop a handful of trees down and get us a little bit more room on this far side to see about something a little bit more spacious. Put things in. Let's see what we can do. I despise mangroves. If this was never clear, if I have not made this clear before, I do not like mangroves. Why? Well, you see, very similar to the way that acacias bud and grow, and very similar to the way that cherry blossoms do their thing, the branches go off in strange directions. The problem with these is they're at an angle, and so there's a non-zero chance that if you're going about your business, you're gonna miss one or two, or 3 or 4 or 16 in a tree, and you're left with these big old floating clumps that you gotta then come back through and like go through with a scalpel so that the freaking leaves will decay. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous, I tell ya. The wood's so nice. It's such a nice wood type. Such a beautiful tree. But why? Why must they be filled to the brim with miscellaneous logs? It should not be this difficult. I just want to chop a tree neatly and efficiently without having to hunt like my life depends on it for straggling logs. It's fine. Perfectly and utterly, completely and normally fine. It is everything it must be and how it should. Maybe, hopefully. Good God. But we're getting to the last bit of the trees that I'm going to clear for today, so we can mark out the new huts. Eek. Perfect. Beautiful. I hate this. Who decided this is how they were going to generate? I need to have a word with them. Whoever designed this, and we need to have a conversation. Just a conversation. You're gonna be fine. We should have a conversation. Because this is ridiculous. Especially when like two grow in on each other and you just don't know what's real and what isn't. Like you have to have an like efficiency hoe to make any of this doable. There we go. Okay. Ridiculousness, I tell you. Ridiculousness. But as those are decaying, we can come back for the legs and limbs of things as we do. Let's figure out where I am sticking the next couple of huts. With this currently in the way, I think we're going to leave the main river open, but I think right here is a good corner spot to stick something. And then there. Push it back here. Like, oh, no, like this. Yes. Okay. There we go. And that puts one of these in a spot. Let's go ahead and go up the level like I do. Pull this way. Oop, no. Glorious. We will have to clear this tree, but for the moment, this will work nicely. Please? Thank you. Actually, let's take advantage of that lily pad and toss it right there. As I immediately fall off, it's fine. But that gives you a good space. I think we'll do another one. Can someone explain to me why moss carpet will just sit on top of water? I don't know how that's happening. I don't know how that works, but it is rather strange. Alright, so I think we go on here. And I can go all the way back to this point. And then we can actually probably make a cute little bridge or dock connecting these. I wouldn't be tall enough that we could technically, in theory, run a boat under it. But I like it. I think it's cute. There we go. Oh dear. Hold on. Can I parkour up onto that? Nope. There we go. But I think these two would be a good place to start with our next set of construction for the area. And that will provide us with a couple good huts to work with. And then we have plenty of space to expand and add things and maneuver, because I do think that once we have enough villagers, I will be turning different huts into different specialties for the different villagers, just as like a method of organizing them, and not just having one giant trading hall, but them being part of the village. I think that that will put us in a fun, creative style. But then I do need to think about coming back through and making custom trees for this area, because I don't want to completely wipe out all the mangroves. It just doesn't look good if there's no trees. So we are going to have to come back and customize trees. But I think on that note, and it's probably where we are running out of time for the day, so thank you so much for being here. It's been an absolute blast. I know in theory it doesn't look like we got a lot done, but I did a lot of grinding between episodes to get us to the villager point. So, thank you so much for being here. And if you have stayed this long, do me a favor. If you have not already subscribed, do so. And if you have not liked the video, also do that. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. What kind of villager do you think I need to focus on next? Because I could use the advice. I picked some weird villagers this time just because they're villagers I don't really use. So, thank you for watching. And until then, I will see you all next time. Goodbye now.